Welcome back to Allegiant Stadium here at Super Bowl 58 opening night. Niners media night getting underway here, actually just wrapping up. It's interesting, guys, because not only is this a rematch in the game, but there are 4 former players going up against their old teams. When Charvarius Ward was asked, what's the biggest difference between being a Chief and being a 49er, he said, it's better over here. What's your take on that?
Well, that sounds great. I mean, I could see the culture being better, and maybe he likes the food better, which would be weird, but that's okay. Maybe he likes the ocean better. I don't know. But the Chiefs have Super Bowls. The Chiefs have Super Bowls. The Niners don't have one in forever. If you're playing with Patrick Mahomes has been a starter for the Chiefs for 6 years. In 4 of those years, he's been to the Super Bowl. In 2 of those years, he's missed the Super Bowl by basically 1 play. So it's hard for me to imagine being anywhere is better than Kansas City.
And a funny thing is, the guys try so hard during media night to avoid, at all costs, giving bulletin board material to the other team. And saying something as minor as it's better might not sound like bulletin board material, but the Chiefs fans, or if the Chiefs hear that, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, like, okay, bro, you don't want a Super Bowl ring? You don't want a Lombardi trophy? We win Lombardi trophies in Kansas City. San Francisco doesn't have one this century, Katie. They don't have one this century.
San Francisco has better culture, people. I'll just go ahead and say that. Chase Young did not have a podium here, but he did have a lot of fans around him and a lot of media around him. Brinson, could he be an unsung hero on Sunday?
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's a reason they went out and traded for him, right? They wanted to get somebody at the deadline who could help provide another pass rushing option, pass rushing depth across, you have somebody across from Nick Bosa. Something makes it way more dangerous to try and block these guys. And Chase Young has provided that. He's playing for a contract. And if he has a huge Super Bowl and it's a big X factor, it's only going to bolster his value in free agency.
Yeah, absolutely. He could. And you look at what the Chiefs are going to do. They're going to focus on Nick Bosa. That's the guy who you don't want destroying Patrick Mahomes. That's the guy who's probably going to be drawing the double teams. And if that's the case, that opens things up for Chase Young. If he has a big game, that is definitely good news for the 49ers.
One of my favorite things that happened tonight was Trent Williams said that he didn't mind beating the Lions because Eminem makes better music when he's sad. I would say that the same can be said about Taylor Swift. If the Chiefs lose this Super Bowl, what is the title of that song, Breach?
Well, you know what, Katie? Taylor's actually already written a song. It is called Champagne Problems. And the Chiefs' problem is that they don't have any champagne because if they lose the Super Bowl, the 49ers will be spraying it everywhere.
I mean, how about the fact that she announced a new album release coming up? I mean, does that album involve Travis Kelce? You have to think it does. What if it's all about like her moving on from Travis Kelce, another breakup album? What a nightmare if he loses the Super Bowl and then he gets this album rained down on him. That's champagne problems right there.
Absolutely. All right. When Kittle was asked, what is the biggest difference between the last offensive scheme and what we're going to see on Sunday? And he simply said, give the ball to Christian McCaffrey. Breach, is that the game plan?
That has to be the game plan. You look at this Chiefs defense. They had the 2nd most sacks in the NFL this past season. And they gave up the 4th fewest passing yards. So this is not an easy defense to throw the ball on. If Christian McCaffrey gets going, that is going to make the 49ers offense difficult to stop. I think if he crosses the 100-yard mark, that the 49ers absolutely win this game.
Yeah, I think you could actually point to Christian McCaffrey's rushing versus his receiving, Katie, and that will tell you what kind of story you get out of this game. If Christian McCaffrey ends up with a ton of receiving yards, it probably means that the 49ers are trailing. You get dump-offs from Brock Purdy to Christian McCaffrey, and then if he has a ton of rushing yards, it means they're feeding McCaffrey with the lead and have been successful against this Chiefs front, and that only opens up things to their play-action offense more and more, and once you open up the play-action to Kyle Shanahan offense, it's good night, Irene.
I love it. I love Christian McCaffrey for MVP. Look, we had Casey Wolf out here playing with you guys in the last segment, but you did meet Sourdough Sam, your doppelganger. What'd you think about that? I
mean, my man's got a beard. I should have showed up in overalls and a big cowboy hat. If I thought about it, that's what I would have done. Done this entire day in Sourdough Sam. It sounds delicious.
It was heartbreaking for me to see it because for the past 5 years, I thought Will Brinson and Sourdough Sam were literally the same person. And when I finally saw them in the same room tonight, I was heartbroken to figigure out they are not, Katie, the same person.
Well, I'm not going to tell Sourdough Sam that both of you picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. It would upset him, I think.
I'm a Casey Wolf man. I don't know.
All right, I guess that's what. Oh, you are kind of a wolf man. You're a wolf pack guy, so that makes a lot of sense. All right, guys, back to you in the studio.